So that pompous high elf got his hooks in you too, huh? I told my brother Raynor we should go it alone. But anyhow, depends on your definition of trouble, I guess. He's down in the ravine, playing with the firepot spiders for some reason. He wouldn't tell me more. Unfortunately, like I said, he didn't want to discuss it. Probably whipped up an automata disrupting spoon twirler or something. Thanks for the help. Raynor's smart, but you can't smart a spider to death, you know? Well, Naramo said we needed something to offer this Varuni character, but from what I can tell, she doesn't really need anything. So I asked myself, what do you get the person who has everything? A home-cooked meal, Argonian pottery, or information. Since I'm a terrible cook, and we're worlds away from Black Marsh, I think I'll go with the third thing. This brass fortress is brimming with gossip. I just need to listen for it. Wish me luck.
Sergeant Baldan, this one has the gold you requested. Will you still sponsor me?
I gave you my word, didn't I?
Come, Cat. We can discuss the specifics in my office.
1,000 blessings, Walker. Lankin has much to offer the Brass Fortress.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Hello again. So strange. I'm glad to see you, but I must admit, the statistics are staggering. What are the odds of us meeting here again, Kirith? So you've joined our band of outsiders. Welcome. Now look, I may lack Kirith's natural talent with a blade, but I can accomplish this on my own. Varuni's sure to sponsor us once I deliver this. Oh, who am I kidding? These firepot spiders contain a highly unstable oil-like fluid. The danger's inherent to acquiring it, so you'll do it? Done. One more, and I think we've got it. Excellent! Brilliant! We really made short work of those spiders, didn't we? Take the oil to Varuni. Iramo said she has an office in the Clockwork Basilica. Hope. Again, thank you. Good luck in the Basilica.
You have no right to treat me like this. I'm a member of House Lalu, and I demand to speak to someone.
Your house. Ah, yes, I remember. The Great Houses. The antiquated hierarchy of authority which the Dark Elves chain themselves with.
What? I won't take this disrespect. Show me to someone of authority, now!
Do you truly believe that is the way of things here?
And just as I promised, my assistant arrives. You brought a gift for our sponsor, right?
Greeting, Auxiliary. Is your friend correct? Fire Patwo. Tremendous. And you managed to keep all 10 fingers. I'm impressed. Thank you. Now, to the matter of your citizenship. You're clearly a capable warrior. But in the Clockwork City, mental precision is of paramount. A number of outsiders have gone missing in recent weeks. I fear someone might be abducting them, or worse. But I have no proof. I spoke to your friend Naramo, and he insists you can gather the evidence I need. Try to keep this inquiry quiet, all right? In the Clockwork City, even a small creak in the gears can draw. Very little, which is more problematic than it sounds. Any loose cog can carry out an abduction. It doesn't take a criminal mastermind to throw someone down a drain pipe. What worries me is that none of it was recorded by factotums or sentry coils. We record what happens everywhere. Honestly, I don't know how you exodromals do without. You lose so much in Tamriel. Knowledge, memories, exodromal. Sorry, I forget how strange our words sound to foreign ears. Anyone who enters the Clockwork City from the outside world is known as an I know, but secrets are the purview of Lord Set, and Lord Set alone.
So, ready to do a bit of sleuthing? I'm confident that we can find this elusive evidence, but it will require some skullduggery. Breaking and entering, to be specific. Varuni suspects that someone destroyed city records. But if my study of Dwemer ruins has taught me anything, it's that nothing is ever truly destroyed. You just need to look in the right place. Here, that place is the Depository Documatus. Sneaking into the depository is impossible for us, but Sothasil's clockwork automata enter and exit the structure constantly. I discovered a way to control one such automata, a device known as a... No, you are. I will provide technical assistance and keep an eye out for prying eyes. If you have questions, you should ask them now. Once we begin our investigation...
As I said before, those tarnished redundants down in the slums are no concern of yours. I've instructed the constabulary to keep a strict eye on them.
Yes, that Constable Baldon's done an admirable job. Even so, tarnished and exodromals enter the Basilica far too often.
And what of these rumors? Black-robed figures lurking on the edge of the radius?
Honestly, Diwa, settle the boilers, I will never let tarnished or exodromals or mysterious robed ghosts disrupt our work, believe me.
You have no right to treat me like this. I'm a member of House Hlalu, and I demand to speak to someone.
Your house.
How dare you, Kamet?
Praise
Your
be
mother
back.
wanted a better
You were
future
there
for
to
you.
stop Alexandra
Because
Cannell
a factotum with
capturing the
delusions
Coral
of
Heart.
grandeur told her fortune. What? Do you really believe that?
Excellent! We have a strong signal. Now, to find Varuni's evidence. Wait! Yes. Go straight, then left. The central depository must be on a different floor. I'm seeing a lot of interference. Proceed carefully. We can't risk damaging the Skiverton's data collector. Expertly done. That grate should lead to the central depository and our evidence. This depository should contain security documents and recordings. Search everywhere. When you find something, use a Skiverton to make a remote copy. Quickly, Assistant, direct the Skiverton to the exit. Then meet me there to examine the evidence.
How dare you, Kermit? Your mother wanted a better future for you.
Because a factotum with delusions of grandeur told her fortune. Do you really believe that?
She believed it. Why can't you see?
See what? That following the predictions of a deluded machine got my mother...
Honestly?
See if I don't.
Please.
All right. Let me see what you found. Yes, I believe these recordings correspond to the dates of the disappearances. There's something more. Look here. The last person to access the records was a BAL-16. We might already have a lead. I shared Varuni's concerns with Kirith shortly after you left the Basilica, and she insisted on looking into the matter herself. She cited Constable Baldon as a person of interest. His office should be southwest of here.
Greetings, resident. Please obey all Clockwork City laws.
Ah, there you are. Done playing with Naramo's wind-up toys? I think I'm onto something. I did a little asking around. Word is, Constable Boldan will sponsor anyone as long as they can pay. Where they go after he takes their gold, that's anybody's guess. Luckily, we're here to sort it out. Here, take this memory stone. I surveyed the building. Someone left the door to Boldan's storage loft unlocked. It should provide a great view of his office. Climb up there and wait. When I offer a bribe, you record the conversation on that memory stone. Then we've got him.
What?
Don't worry. I won't quote scripture to you. After all, it seems Lord Set's wisdom is unappreciated.
All right, Boldan. I've got your gold. Will you sponsor me for citizenship?
Oh, I'll take your offering. But sponsorship? That's for the living, you tarnished scum.
The living what?
Do it. Well, what are you idling for? Gather up the gold and dump her with the others. We don't want anyone finding our latest visitor.
There you are! Naramo said you'd be around here somewhere. Have you seen Kira? He what? How could she... We have to rescue her! Yes, of course. I'll get help. Maybe I could even put together some kind of tonal locator. I'll get the others. You hurry off to Slagtown. That's what the locals call the slums in the northeast corner of the fortress. I must admit, I was surprised to find a tenement like that in Sothasil's holy city. Then again...
How dare you, Kermit? Your mother wanted a better future for you.
Because a factotum with delusions of grandeur told her fortune. Do you really believe that?
She believed it. Why can't you see?
Ah, oil those ankles and keep walking, Green Heel. Biffeh! You outsiders are all the same. Cutting into the queues, poaching our salvage, sneering and putting on airs. And so you prove my point. Always trouble, always violence, and poor Saiba is caught in the middle. This on you. Baldan probably threw your...
That display of emotion isn't indicative of the people of Slagtown. Carmid lost his mother in the last pilgrimage, and that's made him angry at the world. Once every season, the most brave and desperate members of our community make the journey to request a fortune from the Grand Prognosticator. Not everyone receives a prediction, but many have died hoping to have their destinies changed. An oracle of sorts. It's an unusual factotum with a penchant for the mystical and the dramatic. Thank you, my friend. My old bones aren't up to another adventure, but I owe it to Carmid's mother to do. More or less. Something about abject poverty and a miserable existence. But every once in a great while, the factotum provides a different prophecy. I received such a fortune when I made my pilgrimage so many years ago. A fortune of hope, of riches beyond my wildest dreams. It spoke of a way to escape this life, but I wasn't brave enough to heed the prognosticator's words. Carmid calls the oracle a fraud, Maybe.
What do you want?
The Clockwork City welcomes you. Lens rotation in progress. Laughter. Conducting piston check. Combat permission. Awareness rated stabilized. New patrol car registered. Reflecting. Searching area for hostile entities. Defensive maneuver collation in progress. Reflecting. Routine diagnostics complete. Resuming threat awareness. Dreaming. Switching off. Anomalies detected. Documenting. Increasing visual clarity by 15%. Functions are working as intended.
threw you in here too, did they? I knew I couldn't be the only one Constable Boldan got the drop on. You're right, we should. And I could, but not yet. I met another one of Boldan's victims, a Khajiit named Lankin. He's been scraping it out down here, but he's no warrior. I told him I'd get him out. Unfortunately, we got separated. That's the spirit. I managed to yank this sword out of a corpse nearby. It's not much, but you don't need a sharp edge to deal with these factotums. Just a heavy swing and a lot of patience. You ready? Let's get moving.
Diagnostics complete. Response time within acceptable parameters. Transitioning to detection state 12. Stand by. By Set's will, I am bound to defend. Maintaining detection state 5. Memory artifact registered. Cognitive maintenance required. Calculating patrol subroutines. Detection array fully calibrated. Awareness rating 94%. Structural integrity diagnostics in progress. Awareness rating 60%.
Really? You think they just leave us alone?
Combat sequences recalculating. Dreaming. Glowing embers. Wall blanket.
Decent hiding place, but no Lankin. We should keep looking.
Surveying area. Result. No intruders detected. Defensive maneuver collation in progress. Reflecting.
Another empty camp. Damn. He must be here somewhere.
Resuming standard awareness. Temperature variance detected. Documenting. Dreaming. Storm cloud. Wind. Excess corrosion. Destroying box. Maintenance required. Engaged. By assessing structural integrity. Reflecting. Combat shift. Recalculating. Zero threats registered. Idling.
Here we go again.
Reflecting. Reflecting. Structural integrity diagnostics in progress.
Is that a pot on the stove? Someone was cooking.
Detection
And
rate
recently.
calibrated.
We must be close.
Awareness rating 62%. Anomaly detected. Documenting. Core rotation initialized. All functions are working as intended. Combat protocols on standby.
Finally! Come with us, Lankin. We're getting you out of here.
Friend Kirith, bright moons above, please, let's leave this dungy place.
goodness! Don't suppose you found anything of interest down there?
Enough. I'm glad to see you weren't lying, Raynor Vargas.
That bastard Baldan threw me into the fundament.
Ridiculous. I've never seen this woman in my life.
Liar! You tossed this one in as well!
This Raynor Vanos made some very bold claims. If you have evidence of Constable Baldan's crimes, I suggest you produce it. Huh. You're more resourceful than you look. Little wonder Devaith chose you as his companion. Set knows he needs the help. I'll hold Baldan under guard until I've had an opportunity to review the evidence. As for you, you're free to go.
Luciana, I'd like to ask the Constable a few questions when we return to the Basilica.
Don't trouble yourself, Aruni. You know how persuasive I can be.
I do. That's what worries me.
Do your worst, you tin-legged hag.
Set help you if she does, Constable. That fool has no idea what he's in for. Live uncomfortably and learn, I suppose. Oh, most certainly. Baldan can't have accomplished all this by himself. Erasing records? Accessing derelict sections of the Fundament? These aren't the acts of a simple mer. Someone helped him. Now it's just a matter of finding out who. I do, one way or another. For now, let's celebrate your achievement. You showed initiative, creativity, bravery, or, of course, each of them played a role in your success, and each of them will share the rewards. Go speak to the Clockwork Registrar and the Chancellor.
You'll regret this. Mark me, Proctor. You will regret this.
I doubt that. Get this tarnished piece of scrap out of my sight.
Enjoy prison, you scheming brat.
Ah, it seems I arrived just in time. Well done, Assistant. One.
So, we're citizens now, right?
Your kill? No.
Daedric threat detected.
I already told you, you piece of scrap. Ain't no Daedra in Clockwork.
Daedric threat detected in Clockwork City.
Shut your metal trap before I sell you for parts.
Combat initiation on standby. Farewell, Rep. Greeting error 827. By the word, I wind the gears. Please state your business or depart. Welcome, potential resident. Please speak your birth name, followed by the name of your sponsor. Dreaming. Torchbugs. Overturned jar. Sponsorship confirmed and archived. The light of knowledge, Zelda Seal, welcomes you to the Brass Fortress. Go forth and create.
Well, I'd say that all worked out splendidly. As one journey ends, another begins. I imagine there's much more to discover here in Sothasill's Clockwork City. I can finally begin my exploration in earnest. Now that we've earned our citizenship, I can apply for excavation permits, antiquity transportation licenses. Oh dear. Come to think of it, I might not be able to begin for quite some time. They proved useful. Raynor's theories need some work, and Kirith's refusal to listen to reason caused me no small measure of anxiety. But on the whole, satisfactory. I value your service and partnership, Assistant. Please take this.
There you are. Good. We have much to discuss.
Devaith Fear? Here? It is a true pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I imagine it is now, and I'll be on your way.
Yes. Well, be seeing you, Assistant. Good day, Lord Fear.
Come, we need to... So you're a citizen now. Well done. I heard something about a constable tossing people down sewer drains. Even in this shrine to knowledge, drooling idiots bumble their way to power. Ludicrous. Moving on, it's Zelda Seal. Shortly after you and I parted company, I sought him out to discuss our Daedric artifact. Worse. Initially, I dismissed it as boredom, fatigue, or even the first signs of senility. But now, we will leverage your hard-earned citizenship to make inquiries. First, I will make it known that in light of your recent exploits, I offered to take you on as my aide, an offer you eagerly accepted. As the most powerful mage in the Brass Fortress, I find it difficult to have proper conversations with common folk. They grow silent at my approach, then whisper as I leave. An appropriate, but sadly uninformative display of deference. Indeed. It's commonly understood that servants grumble about their masters, loudly, to those they consider equals. Ask them about Sothasill's recent behavior. I'm confident we'll find something of value tucked away in their churlish complaints. You have questions, of course. Ask what you must. The forces at work here are cunning indeed. Luciana resents my presence, but she's no fool. I go where I please, when I please. An open confrontation between us would likely leave hundreds dead.
House Redoran spotted orcs at Malak's Moor. They were harassing travelers. Everything's under control now, praise Almalexia.
You're Lord Fear's newest steward, huh? Could we talk later? If I don't finish this lamp inventory, Gascon will feed me to the fabricants. Yeah, Gascon must know how much I love doing paperwork. A few days ago, Sotha Seal ordered us to rip out all the lamps in here and replace them with less efficient ones. What kind of sense does that make? A bunch of factotums loaded them onto a dolly and dumped them somewhere in the mechanical fundament. Hey, I know that look. If you're looking to poach a free lamp, don't bother. Gascon made us slag them all. And that's not even the worst part. Half the old switches don't work with the new lamp, so we've had to manufacture new switches, and half the time the switches get installed backwards, which means we have to do it all over again. Even the factotums don't know what they're doing. And don't even get me started on the lamp assembly. Sotha Seal could have turned the fabricators to make the new lamps with a flick of his finger, but he demanded that we do it instead. Do you have any idea how complex the fabricators are?
So you're the one Devaith tapped to be his aide in the Brass Fortress. Sorry to hear that. Provost Varuni's ancestors hail from House Telvanni, just like Lord Fear. But honestly, they couldn't be more different. Not as bad as you might expect. She's young, youth comes with impatience, but I've never felt unfairly judged, and she's generous with her praise. Honestly, if I had the choice between serving Varuni or Sotha Seal, I'd take Varuni every time. Now more than ever. I don't pretend to understand his motives, but he's never been so demanding. One example? He insists that we turn all the lights down before he enters a room. Do you have any idea how difficult that is? Huh, flipping switches. That's rich. Each lamp has its own switch, and some lamps have multiple switches. And if that isn't bad enough, some switches control multiple lamps. He's a god, I know, but it shouldn't take a genius to turn on the lights. Don't even get me started. Varuni might demand some obscure tome in the middle of the night or chide someone for leaving oil on the floor, but that's the worst of it. Sotha Seal exiled an auxiliary last week because she forgot to switch off a lamp. Right, don't let me keep you. I can't imagine how demanding Devaith Fear must be. Better you than me, that's for sure. Keep your nose to the cogs and you'll be fine.
So you're Devaithir's new auxiliary, eh? Tough luck, friend. I've heard he's an insufferable bastard, but at least he's not Sotha Seal. But not anymore. In the old days, sure, he was easy to please because he was never around. These days, he changes his mind about something every night. Constant meetings, new dictums daily, adjustments to factotum patrols. It's a nightmare. Trust me, this is unprecedented. I'm afraid something's wrong with his enhancements. Like he's having trouble regulating. He's a different person, I swear. Don't tell anyone I said this, especially Gascon. Blasphemy doesn't go over well nowadays. Yes, speaking ill of a god never turns out well. In the old days, he'd take it in stride. Commit your small blasphemies, he'd say. The fire of doubt turns ignorance to steam. But not anymore. This place is becoming more like Mournhold every day. Right. I'm sure you have plenty of work to do for Lord Fear. He's back a few days and already burying you in paperwork, no doubt. Take care of yourself, friend.
No, it's wrong. It's all wrong. Go back and do it again.
I apologize, Lord Set. Please forgive my stupidity. I shall correct the survey at once.
I hope you will for your sake. Next time you bring your living god a radial survey, you better make sure it's accurate. Yes, what is it? I have much to do, much to attend to. Speak. Of course I am. And you are Devaith Fear's aide. Yes, I've heard a great deal. A worthy goal. Very worthy indeed. I am a god, after all. Tell me, now that you've had the opportunity to meet me, how do I strike you? Majestic, Yes, a fitting description. You shall go far in Clockwork City, Aid of Fear. I pardon you for interrupting.
Were you treated well by the menials? I assume they battered you with complaints. What have you learned? Yes, well, I could have told you that. That's why I sent you here after all. What kinds of demands? Be specific. The lamps in the locutorium, yes? The large assembly room over there? The auxiliaries and factotums have been laboring in there day and night ever since we arrived. Curious. Impressive. I assumed I'd have to explain it to you. Of course, this requires a functional lamp. I assume he ordered them destroyed. Speak to that high...
I hope to see you again, Assistant. Pray tell, what did Devaith Fear have to say? Raynor? Surely this is something I can handle myself. Impressing Devaith Fear could greatly increase my standing in the Dwemerich scholarly... He just wants us to build a lamp? What an odd request. No matter. I would be happy to offer my ample expertise.
I have many functions to help you with your purchases. Daedric threat detected.
I already told you, you piece of scrap! Ain't no Daedra in Clockwork!
Daedric threat detected in Clockwork City.
Shut your metal trap before I sell you for parts.
Combat initiated.
Some kind of tubular housing. Probably meant to protect a glass interior? Difficult to say. A complex filament of some kind. The weaving on this fiber, it must be machine-made. I should be taking notes. Wrong way, Assistant. Some kind of compressor. For funneling a gas, perhaps? Interesting. Look at the apertures on this. It must be some kind of modulator that changes the nature of the light. Fascinating. Compressors, filaments, housings, modulators, unlike the other lamps. These compress some kind of geodic gas into metal tubes, then modulate the light to create another kind of illumination that mortal eyes cannot see. Invisible light! Remarkable! The potential applications are... Yes, with Reyna's assistance, I believe we can recreate this lamp without much difficulty. You plan to do what? Oh dear. Well, this seems like a terrible idea. I'll fetch young Reyna.
Increasing auditory function by 20%. Breathing. Storm cloud. Wind. Diagnostics complete. Transitioning ready. Prices have been calculated with current market trends.
Now there's the look of someone on the hunt for something specific. As a matter of fact, I acquired some of those just a few days ago. Apparently, someone's tossing out the old light. Varuni Arvel? Well, that changes everything.
Your deeds.
It's all right. We'll help take care of you.
This one doesn't know what he'll do. Where will he go?
You will see, my dear. We take care of our own down here. We do not belong yet.
Misanir is used to beautiful women, but never one's quite so kind.
You let me know if you need a place to sleep tonight, you hear? Newcomer or not, you deserve somewhere to lay your head.
Is that a modulated compressor? You impress me.
Ah, you've returned. Excellent. Raynor? Wonderful. I'm confident this lamp will conform to the exact specifications of the lamps they removed. Provided Raynor didn't... Excellent! Excellent! No need to return.
Perhaps.
Ah, I was beginning to worry. Not about you, of course. These apostles have been circling me like cliff racers, looking for an order. Well done. I assume you discovered the special property of these lamps. Why does my dear friend Seal go to such lengths to avoid them? Visible light. Fascinating. To help with factotum navigation, perhaps? Huh. No matter. Further inquiry must wait.
Did you say something about putting the lamp on the balcony? We might have a problem. Raynor and that annoying high elf finished your lamp, but there's a problem. On the way here, I overheard an aide complaining about some new security measures Sotha Seal put in place. Looks like the balcony is under... Looks that way, unless you want blood on your hands, of course. But that might complicate our sponsorship a smidge, yeah? Just be quick and quiet, like me.
That's it. I'm sending for the guard.
I convinced Sotha Seal that the Congress requires yet another lecture on the sanctity of clockwork automata. He eagerly agreed. Seemed almost giddy about it. Good. Seal's lecture should begin any moment now. Stand ready to activate the lamp. I'm reasonably certain that something will happen, but the specifics yet.
My beloved factotum serve as an extension of my divine will. Accost them, and you accost me.
What's that? What's happening?
After him! Someone seize that imposter!
I haven't the time to discuss this, Varuni. Wittingly or unwittingly, Lord Set no longer serves the people of Clockwork City. Now, if you will excuse me.
Gascon, where are you going? When news of this gets out, we need to issue a statement or at least gather the Congress for an emergency session.
I have urgent matters to attend to. Make whatever statement you like. I will return soon.
What is Gascon thinking?
Well, that was enlightening. To think I've been speaking to Zelda Series' shadow all this time. Well, I don't mean to alarm you, but I will be frank. If an imposter sits upon the throne aligned and learns how to wield the power of this place, a cataclysm will follow. We may yet discover a way to avert this disaster, but the chances are slim. Stay with Varuni. With Zelda Series exposed as an imposter, the Congress will fall into turmoil. In such chaos, dark truths always float to the surface. Pray they do so quickly. I have other inquiries to make. Stay vigilant.
My dear Lord Set, what happened to you? I can scarcely believe what we just witnessed. How could this happen? How could a shadow masquerade? Fear, of course. Always the iconoclast. I'll bet he's snickering at us even now. It doesn't matter. I appreciate your diligence. This has been a profoundly upsetting ordeal. Yes, he was acting strangely, wasn't he? He always chafed under Lord Set's rule. Now he finally has a pretext to seize control, and he slinks away like a broken basilisk. Curious. Too curious. The real Lord Set will aid us eventually, I know it. In the meantime, we must do for ourselves. Thank you for everything you've done. It appears we'll have... Classic Gascon. Fleeing to his chambers when things go poorly. I'm sure that news of Lord Set's can... Try to talk to Gascon. He clearly doesn't care what I have to say, but he might listen to an exodromal. You remain, a novelty. No offense. Check his rectory in the west wing of the Basilica. He hides in there sometimes to nurse a bruised ego or write passive-aggressive memoranda. Don't let Gascon wriggle out of this. What? Yes, I'll be fine. This makes no sense. I don't understand how a shadow could take Lord Set's place. Maybe this is some sort of test. But why test us? The clock compromised. You make it sound as if Lord Set suffers some kind of defect, like a crimped duct or a stripped bolt or something. We're talking about a divine being. Gods, do you know what the sermons say? Complexity belies the truth. The world rests on simple principles. Set is the truth and the light. Understand the simple and you understand the obscure. I do appreciate your candor. Let's pick this up again later.
Where did you hide it, you worm?
There you are. The factotums reported a strange energy signature in Gascon's rectory. Did you find anything odd in there? Sounds like a nocturnal shrike. By the gears, how did that thing make it past our security coils. Is Gascoigne not suspicious at all, is it? A sudden departure followed by a Daedra attack. You're right. I knew Gascoigne was a conceited sluggard, but consorting with Daedra? I pray it's not true. We need to discover what he has that the Daedra covered. Proctor Luciana might be able to organize a search. She just left to disperse a crowd. I hope you catch Gascoigne soon. We need to know what he knows immediately. Birds? Not that I'm aware of. He might be tinkering with some kind of avian automaton, but he rarely discusses that sort of thing with me. Why do you ask? Wait, feathers? From a live bird? Unprecedented. As far as I know, no living bird has ever set foot or wing in Clockwork City. And even if they did, they wouldn't last long. Not a lot of worms crawling around here. They do eat worms, right? Fascinating. I've always wanted to see one. Under better circumstances, of course. I'll notify our naturalists once we resolve this situation with Gascoigne. I'm afraid not. Gascoigne keeps his own counsel about what he does outside the Basilica. He spent a few days out in the Radius last month, but that's hardly unusual. Apostles conduct research outside the fortress all the time. Mathematics mostly, predictive theory, spherical values, virtuous enumeration, that sort of thing. He just published a dissertation on transdimensional calculation, making inferences on how numbers change during planar travel. Impressive work. The specificity of his calculations just boggles the mind. It's almost as if he had access to a planar rift. Oh no. I don't want to even consider it. Not until we have proof. I knew this wouldn't end well.
I'm not here to speculate on Lord Set's whereabouts. I'm here to clear the square.
You don't know, do you?
What's that? You
Suppose
you're free to go now.
If you want to panic, do so in your own homes, not in the public square. Now disperse, or be dispersed. Get them moving.
You heard the Proctor. Return to your homes.
If you're looking for Lord Set, I don't know where he is. I will find out, though. Count on it. Gascoigne, what has he done now? Good. Maybe a fabricant ate him. Our luck has to change at some point. So, he finally graduated from corrupt hobbyist to professional villain. I'm almost relieved. Now we can finally give him what he deserves. I assume you inform... A city-wide search? I can't spare enough apostles to search a broom closet. I have one asset I can spare. I know an artificer, Dalamar. He takes some getting used to, but you won't find a better tinkerer. I knew that slag-addled piece of garbage Gascoigne would turn on us eventually. We should have dealt with this decades ago. I think we should destroy it, if only to convince the people it can be destroyed. I'm already getting reports from citizens convinced that their neighbor or their friend is actually a shadow. Another few weeks of this, it will not end well. I'm prepared to live with that. I made a vow to protect the Clockwork City and its inhabitants. If sacrifices have to be made, we should all be prepared to make them, Lord Set included. You can ask. I have a crank in between my shoulder blades. One of my auxiliaries winds me up every morning before breakfast. That's a joke. In the same way as every other clockwork automata. A combination of engineering and sorcery that would take a century to explain. The machinery keeps me alive. I know it's unsettling to look at, but no one ever said life in Clockwork City was fair. The same as you, I wager. A combination of heroism and coincidence. I served Riemann Cyrodiil as a battle mage during the Akaviri troubles and the Valenwood annexation. Yes, I'm still not exactly sure what happened. During the Valenwood campaign, I locked staves with a wood elf spell leader named Keladith. He was deceptively powerful, wiry, quick as a skeever trap. I remember cleaving his staff with a summoned blade. Possibly. I think he was in the midst of a translocation spell when my sword made impact. There was an explosion and a bright light. When I woke, I was splayed out in the radius. Mangled. Yes, his factotum scooped up what was left of me and brought me here. He mended my wounds and replaced what couldn't be mended with metal. I asked him why. Because one day you will shine a light, he said. And that was that. Always. Take my advice. If we manage to find the real Set, don't expect him to... Yes, bitter, sullen, probably traitorous, and if I get my way, dead.
The hero of Davon's Watch. What I wouldn't have given to see Balred.
Well, well, look at you, all full of fleshy bits. Not a scrap of brass on you, is there? That won't do, that will not do. I can fix you up, no bother at all. A missing person? How mysterious. You wouldn't be looking for Zelda Seal, would you? I hear... Keep close. Whoa! Cool those cogs, you twitchy rascal. This little scrap heap should do the trick. Meet Snuffler, the tracking Nix. There he goes! I just replaced his leg springs, so try to keep up.
Want to help Slagtown become a little more enchanting?
Capable combatants needed for hazardous work. Please respond for more information.
Oi! Wake up, Johnny! Visitors! You're useless. What are you doing nosing around here with that ugly beast? Johnny and I haven't done nothing. Chancellor who? Oh! You mean that brass-arsed fancy boots that came running through here? Yeah, the grease mucks up Fabricant snoots. That's why we stay down here. Wouldn't want the constable to see you. Never mind. Your man headed west. Should be soon. Wake up, Johnny! Visitors! Ah, useless.
Kill me. Too late. Your skeeving Chancellor beat you to it. Who are you? Another one of vile, sniveling agents. Gascoigne's gone. West. In the ventral terminus. He may have killed me, but he won't last long. He sealed his fate the moment he betrayed us. There existed a covenant between your Gascoigne, Clavicus Vile, and my mistress. But he broke it. Now he will drown in blood. Night Mistress, I am coming. Gascoigne vowed to bring us an artifact of great power. Now the artifact is gone. But don't worry. My mistress will wring the truth out of him soon. The Whispering Shadows will claim this artifact, and you will all die, deafened by your own screams. You really have no idea, do you? Daedric forces conspire in every dark corner, lurk behind every tree and stone. We spread... Yes, Scarfin and others. They served their purpose, and yet they leave...
to remain sealed for questions. You think I'm foolish enough to let you in? No, this door will remain closed. Who I keep counsel with is none of your concern. You're just like Varuni, so... Plotting something, are we? Well, that rusty heap has been gathering dust for decades. You may as well just give up.